Today we're going to be making a DIY anchor for a small boat or a kayak. Or even you in a tube, if you wanted to slow down when you're in a tube. The materials you're going to need are some concrete, water, a marker or some sort of pen, pencil, some safety protection for your eyes, tape measure, tape, rebar, 3/8. This here's 3/8 inch rebar, 3 feet long, 2 sections, so 6 feet total. And we have a empty can of Plasti Dip, or just any kind of can, metal can, Coke can, spray bottle, whatever. You could even use like hairspray or whipped cream bottle, something like that. And also a Dremel that has the ability to cut the can, or metal, or whatever material you're using. Alright, so let's get started. So to begin this project, we're going to have the spray can bottle. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to cut the spray can bottle, just like so. We're going to cut all this off, and then we're also going to cut down here. And what that's going to do is that's going to leave us with almost like a cylinder that tapers off on one end. Now, once that's cut, what we're going to do is we're going to get one piece of rebar, and we're going to bend it in a ribbon shape, kind of like this. And we're going to bend the ends of the rebar like so. Kind of like a treble hook, except it's going to have 2 hooks. Now, once that's cut, we're going to insert it into the can, so it sticks out like this, and we have the hooks out like this. And then, once that's in there, we have that all set up, we're going to get the second piece of rebar, do a similar thing, except we don't need the hook. So we're going to have the rebar bent just like this. And then we're going to insert it to where there's a 90-degree angle between these 2 hooks and these 2 hooks. So we're going to have 4 at the bottom. I would use some sort of other diagram to tell you guys how this is doing, but just to give you an idea what's going on before we start. So, once that's all done, fill it in with concrete, and we have an area to tie the anchor to. We have weight for the anchor, and also we have an area for the anchor to catch on, like the mud at the bottom of a lake or a creek bed. Alright, so let's get started. So it's time to cut the spray bottle. Now it's going to be a little loud, so I'm going to go ahead and mute it for you guys who won't have to hear it. I might speed it up, but 2 incisions all around the can, right about here probably, and right about here. And then, yep, obviously you don't want to have any cardboard around or anything while you're doing this because it will emit sparks, and make sure you're wearing your eye protection. Okay, so that's been completed. Didn't use any hand protection just because I didn't think I needed it, but if you're an adolescent or someone along those lines, I would recommend that you get some protection, whether it be on your face or eyes or inhalation. Also, you gotta watch out because there's all kinds of flammable warnings and things for these cans. I haven't experienced any issues with it, but you may, so I wouldn't even advise that you use a spray can bottle. I would advise that you use like a Coke can or something like that. But this is just a very rigid. It's pretty thick in comparison to a spray bottle, or in comparison to a soda can. I'm sorry. So that's why I'm using it, and because it was left over, I had one. Don't have any cans available like a soda can. So, yep. So this is cut. That's all done. Now we got to worry about the rebar. And you may be wondering, how are we gonna bend 3/8 inch rebar? Because you can't use your hands. I mean, this is tough stuff, right? Well, it's called a sludge hammer and some bricks. Let's go to it. Got our rebar and we got our sludge hammer. Now, don't take genius to figure out what's going to happen next. So, we've also got our tape measure. And this is a 3-foot piece of rebar, which is what they sell commonly at hardware stores. 12 plus 12 plus 12, 36. Divide by 2, 18. That's going to be the center in inches. If you're in the UK, sorry. I know the metric system is better, but it's just not what we use here. So 18 inches, that's our center. That's where we want to bend the metal. Now, we could heat it up with a blowtorch so it's softer, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. And it's kind of a, it's kind of just a crapshoot in terms of how you bend this. I mean, as you can see, we just had a piece of metal that was almost impossible to bend with your hands. We're already getting somewhere. So you guys get the premise. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through all this hammering and stuff, just so you can not have to deal with the sound and everything, but you'll still be able to watch, hopefully, what I'm doing here. So, yeah. So we're back. Had a little bit of an accident, had to cut the film because my finger got absolutely smashed by a sledgehammer, but nonetheless, we're okay. Nobody's dead. Now, I've bent the pieces. First piece, second piece. And we're going to connect these together by, we're going to get one of the hooks of the first piece and the eyelet of the second piece, slip it in, and you got to bend open the rebar here, just like this. I don't know if you can see that, but okay, there you go. And wow, look at that. So now we have a 4-hooked anchor, in a sense. We're going to be putting the can on there like that, filling it in with concrete. We're going to tape up this as well so none of the concrete can leak out. And then once it dries, you have a anchor. Doesn't look pretty, but if the creek doesn't care, neither do I. So, oh, I don't know why I took this off. That was kind of dumb. Okay, so we're going to be taping up the bottom. And then once the bottom's taped, we can mix the concrete and then get it going. You know what? Good enough. Now we let it dry. Alright, so we're down here at the lake, and we're going to try the anchor. I got a rope on it right now, and we're going to throw it into this mucky creek area and see if it starts catching. If it does catch, then the probability of it actually working in a kayak or a boat is high. I don't want to take out the boat right now or the kayak just because it's so cold, but yeah, and I want to show you guys something else. So this right here is the first prototype I've made of the anchor system with the rebar, concrete, and a can or can of plastic. Well, this one, the quality of it is a whole lot better. It's more symmetrical. The concrete is better situated in there. But the issue is that there was only 2 prongs to where when it sit on the ground, it wouldn't necessarily catch as well as I'd like it to. So that's what gave me the idea of using 2 pieces of the 3-foot long 3/8" rebar versus just one. And this is just one. Well, yeah. So I've already went out here and tested this one. This one didn't work at all, which led me to make the one that I did now. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try it out. Let's give it a throw. I'm
I'm gonna try not to have it rip out of my hand when I throw it, because this thing is really heavy. So let's give it a try. I hope I don't lose it. That would not be good. It's definitely catching. Give it another cast. I think the rope got a little tangled on the little hooks on it, but no big deal. I should have seen that coming, actually. That may be an issue later on with this project. And it's cold out here today. Very cold. Saying about 45, 50, a little windy too. Don't throw your wrist out when you're throwing this thing. Really hurt yourself. Yeah, I mean, this thing is definitely catching. I think this is going to work beautifully, especially at the bottom of lakes. This is the side where it's real gravelly and not too dense, but down in the muck, oh boy. Thanks for watching. Love you.